Welcome to Black on Black, conversations about us, with us, for the world. My name is Julian Michael, and I'm super excited about my guest today. We go back a few years as two lanky brothers playing basketball. We've had to guard each other. We've been on
Right.
opposite sides of the court a couple of times. And I always enjoy talking to this brother, and he's the host of a podcast called The Art of Letting Go. Please welcome Mr. Mike Brown. Mike, thanks for joining me.
Man, thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Glad to have you. So my first question for you is just tell me a little bit about where and how you grew up.
So I am from Houston, Texas,
Mhm.
Missouri City to be exact. And man, I grew up kind of nerdy, I would say, but it's weird because I was nerdy but cool at the same time.
Yep.
So it's like I was able to be in like the advanced classes and be in the band and, you know, but then also go hoop with the homies in the neighborhood or like, so I was very intersectional in the way
Hmm.
I moved. Um, but yeah, man, I really feel like I've been the same person most of my life as far as like just how I carry myself and just been as I've grown more into finding out who Mike Brown truly is.
Yeah. When did you come out?
I came out in 2012. Yeah, so I was kind of late.
I was 25 when I came out. So what year was that? I'm so old now. I don't even. This blends together. I think I think that was '08. That sounds about right. Somewhere in there.
Okay,
Not
and
super far. Not super far ahead of you. I can relate
that's
to it.
that's funny because for me it was around like 25, 26.
Hmm.
And I think before I came out, because I really lived in denial of even being gay, though I'd never been with a woman and I'd only been with guys. I thought it was something I would like grow out of or something
Hmm.
like that. And when I moved to LA in 2010, and that was when I started meeting men that identified as gay. And I kind of accepted the fact that I was gay as well. And it wasn't until Frank Ocean sort of came out that I was like, well, if my friends are cool with Frank Ocean being gay
Yep.
and they don't know him, I guess they'll be okay with me being gay. And I just came out.
Did you notice any difference in how people treated you, or was it more sort of self?
You know what? The difference that I noticed was actually more positive than anything. Like I feel like the people that knew me kind of became more protective of me. So
Yeah.
like my friends and my family, like they were more so like protective of me as opposed to like shunning me away. And I think for myself, I have my own issues with now identifying as gay just because of how I always saw gay. So I have like constantly done work to change my perception
Hmm.
of what the word means in my mind because like okay, I've been living this long as a quote unquote gay man, so it's like the definition has been redefined. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If your life is valid and your experience is valid, and you're also this thing, but that thing doesn't match the picture of what that thing is, then one of those two things can't be true. And it's not your life that's not true, right? It's got to be the picture that's not true. So, but
Right.
I think we all have just that work to do in terms of just how do we how do we own our own body, our own space. I think as Black men in particular, um, there are so many layers to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
And
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was
Well,
going to
no.
ask you just like, who is Mike Brown today in 2020?
Mike Brown is authentic. um Mike Brown is vulnerable. uh Mike Brown is empathetic. Mike Brown is an artist. Mike Brown is, there's so many layers, and I feel like just depending on when you catch me is what you get. But for the most part it's consistent, but it's definitely like, you may catch me in a good mood and I may be feeling great. I think I've gotten to a place now where I don't have to I necessarily fake it, but I don't have to put that mask on anymore. Like I've
Yeah,
reached that level in my life where it's like, this is who I am, and y'all gonna accept me in the gay bar, y'all gonna accept me in the barbershop.
respect. What is the art of letting go about?
Whoo, the art of letting go it is about my journey. It started, um, I got out of my first relationship and I was in therapy, and then therapy started getting too expensive for me, but I still needed an outlet to like still like get my thoughts out, and like podcasting just seemed like the way to do it. So started a podcast in 2017 with a friend, and it was it flowed so organic because like he was this straight married man and I'm this gay man trying to figure it out, both black men, like just being very open. And when he had a kid, like things had kind of shifted for him, but for me it was just like I got to keep going. So it's really been like just my journey of life, and like as I'm evolving, I'm starting to see how the show is evolving as well.
Mhm, mhm. What does being Black mean to you?
Oh man. um Man, being black means everything to me.
Yeah.
And like it just shows me my strength in who I am as a person, knowing what I come from, and not just talking about like the slavery part, but it's like before that, so much that black people were doing around this world. So to know that I come from that and I'm a product of that,
Hmm.
it is just so inspiring to me.
What does America mean to you?
um hmm. America for me feels like a game, and the only way to really win this game is to design it the way that you want it. So you like I know our ancestors fought for freedom, but now we get to push that freedom bar further and
Mhm.
actually like identify what freedom is to us. You know what I mean? Like for me, I've felt my most free like having blonde hair, or like walking down the street holding a man's hand, like
Yeah.
literally a truly free black man, like not just physically but mentally as well.
Um, I think I remember some of the blonde phase.
Yeah. It comes and goes. Like it come like when I feel it, it's just like I need to feel some freedom. I need to see some physical freedom. So let me dye my hair and then go live how this feels. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love you talked about being as free in the gay bar as the barbershop, and there's that's sort of loaded on both ways. And speaking for myself, in a gay bar, there's a certain sort of image of a black man, of a black gay man that's fetishized, and that's kind of one thing. And then the image of a black man in a barbershop is a very different image of a black person. So like how do you navigate those two spaces?
Um, for me, it's really just my vulnerability, like
Hmm.
my ability to walk into a room and know who I am, and it's like I'm gonna show you who I am, and if you aren't able to accept that, it's not a problem on my end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's in both spaces because I've been in the barbershop where people have been talking about gay people, and as a young person, not feeling like I can interject in that conversation because I'm scared to be found out. But as a person that's confident in who I am, I'm gonna take the time to educate you, because you're not because we don't know who's in the space. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like we could be in a barbershop and I may be thinking I'm the only gay man in there, but it may be five, six other people in there. So for me, if nobody's gonna say shit, if nobody's gonna stand up, I'm gonna be the one to say something. And that's just how I've always been. And in the gay space, it's like, okay, I don't really fit into any of the gay boxes. So the best thing I can do is be myself. And in those spaces, people have told me like I'm too masculine or I'm too butch. Like, that I've only heard that word used about lesbians. You know what I mean? So I'm too butch. But for me, it's like you have taken the time to get to know me, to know like who I truly am at my core, because I may be masculine in some sense and I might be feminine in some other ways, but you are only judging me by my external. So for me, it's like I have to walk in a room and show people both sides, like what my spirit is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. What do you think uh, gave you that armor?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I would say my family and my friends.
Mhm.
And I have to be specific with my friends from college because they are all black men. So to be in a, and we still like keep in touch really close, but like to be in a group of like 8 black men and being the only gay man, and these guys like building you up to like, be in a relationship or like do it, like just my friends have always pushed me to be myself, especially like after I come out, like they really encouraged me to be my full self.
Yeah.
So, seeing me at a party, like dancing with a guy or something, like my friends are cheering me on, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
As opposed to like, look at this gay dude or whatever people say, like there's no judgment. So to be in the space with those people that I love and trust so much, it's like I could give two fucks about what anybody else says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 For sure. Um, what is something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Whew. Something that people would be surprised to learn about me. Um, probably that probably that I feel depression more often than not. I think that a lot of times I do project a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, but I do feel a lot of sadness as well.
Yeah. One of the things that I appreciate about you actually is that sort of relentless call to joy and to combating negativity with positivity. Um, and I recognize that doesn't just come from just an unending source of internal love and happiness.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work and intention to put that together. So I think that's a really important thing to call out.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it does take some work.
What does God mean to you?
Whew. Um, Man, that's an interesting question because God means a whole lot to me, and I'm not talking about on like a religion level, but more so on a spirituality. Like I know that I have gotten this far because of God, but I also know that I'm capable of doing anything because of God as well.
Hmm.
And I think the stronger I build that relationship with myself, the stronger my relationship gets with God, and the more that I'm able to, you know, I pray, but also meditate. And, when I meditate, I feel in tune. And a friend put me on like manifestation meditation. And like
Hmm.
a lot of the shit that I've been manifesting been like just happening. And it's like, man, what if I'm manifesting small, like manifesting earth shit? You know what I mean? Like, what if I could manifest some like intergalactic type shit or just love in general? So me tuning in, like I've really been tuning in and trusting God. I feel like God has put a lot of things in my hands, and I've kind of ran from them, and it's made life hard.
Yeah.
So rather than running, I'm like accepting some of those gifts, like you said, black joy, like bringing joy, and like accepting, like, hey, that might just be your role. Like you might not be able to play the background no more. You might have to lead. So yeah, just
That's real.
accept it.
That's real. There's a song "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. And there's a line that I love so much. It says, "Would you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in the cage?" And just this idea of like we all have a role to play, And it might not necessarily be the one that we thought, but being comfortable isn't actually comfortable when you really start getting down to it.
It's not, man. I feel like anytime I've gotten a glimpse of comfort, I
Mm-hmm.
immediately get uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been taking time now to just appreciate where I'm at. I do that regularly because I'm like, I'm not, and it could be in a positive or negative because it's like shit could be going bad and you still got to look at the shit and be like, man, like I'm not going to be here forever. So let me take a moment to just be in this shit because once shit change, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Like shit going to get bigger, you're going to do better. But then like, you know, we don't know if the problems may get more like larger or they may disappear. I don't know, but I got to take what I have where I'm at and also recognize like, okay, well, am I following what I'm supposed to be following or am I just, you know, just running?
Yeah. Yeah. Real. Where are you headed?
To the top. Nah. Man, I am on a journey of enlightenment, I would say. And you know, I don't know where it's gonna take me, but I can only hope that it will impact others in the world in the way that it's supposed to.
I love it. How can people support you?
Well, they can hit this Patreon.
Yeah, let them know. Let them know.
Man, people can support me by, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I need to start asking people for support more. Because people do support me. Do support me. I just have an issue asking for that support. So I think, you know, with what I'm doing with my podcast, my music, whatever, people can support by like posting the music, like buying it, or like I said, Patreon or my merch or whatever. But personally, people can support me by allowing me to just simply be myself and accepting me for myself in all spaces.
That's real. That's real. Mike, it's great to talk to you. I'll make
Yeah,
sure
man.
I'll put all your links and stuff in the video so people can check out your merchandise. Go listen to The Art of Letting Go and support my brother Mike. And I'll talk to you soon, my homie.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate everything. Thank you for having me on.